Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gia. I am a 25-year-old lady who lives in my mom's basement, and today we are going to be going over my 2022 reading statistics and my content goals for 2023, as well as reviewing my content goals for 2022. Spoiler, I didn't meet any of them, but I got close. Just to go over what I did not accomplish in 2022, I wanted to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. I got to 84, which is close. I will give myself that. 250 followers on my Bookstagram, which I started in literally August, and I got to 190 as of today, which is December 29th. So we're 2 days from New Year's Eve, 3 days to the new year. So pretty damn close. And then 750 followers on Twitch. I got to 651, which my growth on Twitch has been really slow this year. I remember hitting 600 followers in the beginning of this year. So I don't know if my inconsistency with my streaming has affected me negatively, or my variety streaming angle is just not working for me anymore. But I would really like to figure out and get to the bottom as to why I'm not growing on Twitch, because I love streaming on Twitch. 5,000 followers on TikTok. I got to 4438. I just checked it today. And this is somebody who went viral in 2021 with one TikTok and then disappeared off the platform for a full calendar year to come back. And I've posted like 2 TikToks since coming back. So I got to get the ball rolling with that. But editing them on my phone is just so cumbersome. So I'm hoping that when I finally get a new iPad, it'll be much easier for me to just use an Apple Pencil and edit it that way. And we won't even address the one at the bottom. I was out of my mind when I thought I could do that. 2023 is the year of all gas, no brakes. It is the year of delusion. I will be deluding myself into thinking that I can accomplish anything. And to start the delusions off strong, we are going to go straight out the gate that I am seeking YouTube partnership in 2023. Well, not partnership, because I got to get my watch hours up, but I want to at least get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers in 2023. I'm at 84 at the time of filming this. So I guess we're going to find out where that goes and see how truly delusional I am. But if I get even to halfway to that, I will be satisfied. But I'm going to set the bar high. So if I don't meet my expectations, I at least landed somewhere on the telephone pole. Next is 1,000 followers on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. That's just going to be me constantly streaming on Twitch, making content on Instagram, and shit posting on Twitter. So let's hope that one of them gets there. I'm hoping to get to 10,000 followers on TikTok. I know, extremely delusional. However, I'm going to do my best and use this platform to the best that I can, and really put my best foot forward when it comes to making short form content, because we all know I'm a bitch who can't shut up. So I'm going to try to shut the fuck up and make some short form content for once. Next, I would like to do 2 reviewed books a month for Readsy. I was recently approved to be a Readsy Discovery reviewer, as well as on Online Book Club, and I want to do 2 books a month for Readsy at the very least. Being a freelance reviewer for new releases, I think that it's a really good way to kind of get out there with the indulging of new releases part of my journey on BookTube. So I'm really excited to dive into that. I have already bookmarked a couple that are coming out at the moment that I am excited to read. I am kind of mentally keeping the word amount of each book under 100,000, just because I don't want to bite off more than I can chew when it comes to reviewing new books when I have other books that I want to read. I mean, I was a fan fiction girly, so I've read fan fictions that are longer than 100,000 words. In fact, when I used to search for fan fictions, I would only read ones that were over 100,000 words. So I'm going to kind of stick to like a novella short story range for now, just to see how much I can handle and how much I can do with this avenue. But I'm excited to see where it goes. And then the last 3 goals are personal finance goals. I'm just going to copy and paste to the first goal to get myself down to $2,000 in credit card debt, and then putting aside money for moving costs, because in case you're new here, I live in the basement. I am not moving anything upstairs or into a truck. I will be hiring people to load a truck for me, or a pod, or whatever I end up using. So I will be hiring people to do that, because I'm not doing it. And my mom, I'm not going to make my mom do it. Like, that's not happening. And then putting aside money for first, last, and security. Those are my yearly goals for 2023, finance goals and personal content growth goals. So like I said, it is December 29th right now. I have not finished 2 books that are still currently in progress. One of them being Sisters of the Winter Wood. This is just a slow read for me. This is a dual perspective story set in Eastern Europe, told from the perspective of 2 Orthodox Jewish girls. One of them is named Laya and the other is named Liba. Liba's perspective is shown in a typical paragraph formatting, but Laya's perspective is told in poetry. So this is starting with one of Laya's chapters, and you could see that they are in poetry stanzas. So reading this is quite fast, but when it comes to the plot movement, it is a little bit slower for me. There is also a lot of spoken Hebrew in the book. There will be sentences that are spoken in Hebrew, and then the direct translation is set after that. But then there are English sentences with Hebrew words inserted, and so I do find myself flipping to the glossary to translate because I don't read Hebrew, but it is a good lesson for me to learn more about the Hebrew language. And then A Court of Wings and Ruin, I am still not done with because I have been a busy bitch, okay? If you watched the 2 videos where I was on my childhood bedroom floor at my dad's house, you will know like what's been going on, but we did lose my grandmother the week of Christmas, so it has been kind of rough. I'll get there, but I am basically settled up with the fact that I will not finish the books in 2022, so that's why I am making this now, because they're not going to go on the 2022 spreadsheet. Okay, we're going to move on to my story graph statistics for 2022. So if you're not interested in any of this, you don't have to watch, but if you want to see like how all of my genres break down and the page length of books that I prefer to read and such, and at the end I'm going to be doing a cost analysis of how much money I saved in 2022 versus how much money I spent because I utilized my library card. So in 2022, because I didn't start really committing to reading at a high volume until the summer, I only set a goal of 25 books, but I met that and read 32, technically 33 because I read Pomegranates and Promises twice. I had a page goal of 10,000 pages, which I met by over 2,300 pages. So I tried to go back and make sure that I rated like all of the books accordingly so that all of them have like the appropriate moods and stuff. So I did do a little bit of like research on the back end to make sure that this is all correct. But it seems that I prefer adventurous, which 16 out of the 32 books I said were adventurous, emotional, dark, and then mysterious. But then after that, I go for tense, lighthearted, funny, and challenging is the preference. So I seem to go for adventurous, emotional, and dark reads, which is not surprising to me. Next, we got pace. This surprises me a little bit because I would have thought that medium pace would be a lot higher here, but I seem to like fast-paced books, which isn't a bad thing. Being fast paced is not a bad thing. That just means that, all gas, no brakes. Like that's kind of like how my brain works. Being ADHD is like I get bored sometimes when the books are too slow, but I can value when they are slow moving. I actually want to see which books I said were slow. Oh, My Enemy, My Heart, and The Bridge Kingdom. I wouldn't consider The Bridge Kingdom being slow. When I look back on it, I would maybe fix that to medium, but in the moment it did feel like it was slow moving, but there was a lot going on in the background that made the slower pace not seem so cumbersome. So there was a lot of character development in The Bridge Kingdom that I really liked because I rated The Bridge Kingdom 5 stars. I still feel that way. I loved The Bridge Kingdom. It's not always a bad thing. And then page numbers, I seem to prefer 300 to 499 pages. Under 300 and 500 plus seem to be about equal. But what were the books that were 500 plus? Let me guess. It's going to be, I'm not even going to look. It's going to be, yeah, I just saw it. Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, Realm Breaker, and then I don't know what the last one could be. Oh, it's Crave. Yep, it's Crave. Court of Mist and Fury, Crave, Realm Breaker, and The Savior's Champion. Really, I would have thought that A Court of Thorns and Roses was over 500 pages, but okay. 100% fiction. Are we shocked? And then moving down to genres. Oh, this is not surprising. Heavy, heavy, heavy romance genre preferential treatment over here, followed by fantasy, young adult, historical. No, this is not surprising. This does not shock me a single bit, because those are the four genres I quote as being like, I'm interested in these genres. Those are what I go for. Formatting, I did switch it up this year. I started reading print books more often, and I also started to read audiobooks or listen to audiobooks. So I did switch it up because I used to be first when I was younger, I was a 10,000% a print reader. And then when I got older, I was like 10,000% a digital reader on my iPod Touch. Yeah, my 8 gig iPod Touch. Remember when that was a lot of storage space on a Apple device? 8 gigs. I was reading a lot on my iPod Touch when I was in high school, which I am dating myself by saying that statement. And then I did kind of go back and forth, but audiobooks were a completely new addition to my reading portfolio this year. So I am excited to continue doing that. I don't really buy audiobooks. I pay the amount every month from Audible, and then I just kind of use my credits. Basically, I'm basically paying to get free credits so that I don't have to pay for the audiobook. So also, the other thing I like is that when you pay for Kindle Unlimited and you have an Audible subscription, you could sometimes get the Audible narration for free, which is how I listened to My Enemy, My Heart, and I think Touch of Power, but I'm not sure. I was able to listen to some of these audiobooks through my Kindle Unlimited subscription because they were connected. So I do like to have that. So either way, best amount of money I've spent is basically my Kindle Unlimited and Audible subscriptions this year. Most read authors: Melanie Dickerson, Rochelle Mead, Sarah J. Marathon, and Danielle L. Jensen. I'm not really going to give this much attention to this because I didn't really read that much. This most read author section will become more impressive to me when I am reading more in the next year, because there will be more contenders. Yeah, I read a lot of Melanie Dickerson because she's an extremely prolific and famous historical romance writer, and a lot of what she wrote slapped. Sorry, loved it. Love her. She's great. Rochelle Mead, I'm doing my revisiting YA Vampire Academy right now, so I literally read the first 3 books in Vampire Academy. I've read 2 Sarah J. Marathon books this year. That's not really that impressive. So this section will be more impressive to me when I look back on it next year, because there will be more people here. All right. Now, this is very typical. This basically looks like my bipolar phases, because your girl's got bipolar disorder. So I go up and down and up and down, and when I am manic, I read more. However, this upward trend makes me very happy that I was reading a lot in these months. October was my best reading month, so that would make sense as to why it peaks here. But this makes me very happy that there is an increase in, over time, but you do see the squiggle. I could show this to my therapist and she would be like, yeah, that makes sense. So it's really nice to be able to see when I was manic and when I was not. I wish December was better than it is, but that's where we're at. Okay, star ratings. Okay, the average rating that I gave this year was 3.75. I rated 6 books 5 stars, 2 books 4.5, 1 book. I'm trying to be better about actually giving thought to if I'm going to give something a half-star rating or a quarter-star rating and what that means. I really, in 2023, want to construct my own reading criteria, like actually make it so that I can mathematically come to a conclusion as to what I'm rating books, other than like, this feels like 4.25. Like, I really want to be able to break it down, like act like, and be very precise about that reading criteria. But it seems that rating something 4 stars was a very popular choice for me, followed by 5 stars, 3 stars, and 2 stars. So I would like to see, my 2-star rating go down and my 5-star rating go up. But ideally, the more you read, the more trash you find. Back to the reading spreadsheet. This is on my Notion. So if you don't use Notion, you should. There's a free version of it, and it has been a really good way for me to organize myself. I also include prices saved and spent. So in 2022, I spent $31.61. And that is not reading for like 6 months of the year because I, didn't start this journey until the summer. So $31.61 that I spent this year. So in 2022, I saved $206.57. The prices that I used in this spreadsheet are equivalent to the format that I read them in. So if it was the Kindle Unlimited price, I used the Kindle Buy price. If I read them in print through the library or because I owned them, I either used the price that I bought them at. Like if I bought them on Amazon, I look back at my orders and see what I bought them at. Or if I got it from the library, I go to Amazon and I check the buy price for the list price. If I listen to it on Audible, I look up the Audible price. And that's it for 2022. Those are my reading statistics, my 2022 content goals, followed by my 2023 content goals. I think it was a very eventful year that I accomplished a lot. I definitely accomplished more than I thought. And I'm going to go into 2023 with my best foot forward and hope that I can get more done and really find myself in these spaces and find my routine and what is best for me and my content and my direction. So thank you all for being on this journey with me. Remember to drink water and be nice to each other and exude kindness and empathy with everything you do. And I will see everybody in 2023 and in January, my birth month. So it's going to be a lot of fun.